Good evening and welcome to the UCA News at 6. I'm Tom Simpson and your headlines this evening. Prime Minister David Cameron has been speaking at the Conservative Party conference in Manchester. The Michael Jackson trial continues with the testimony of Dr Conrad Murray's ex-girlfriend Sadie Anding, and a British woman is confirmed dead following a helicopter crash in New York. And we also have all your sport and weather. But first, our top story. Today is the final day of the Conservative Party conference in Manchester. Our reporter Sam Hansen has more.
David Cameron arrived half an hour later than scheduled for his much-anticipated speech. The tone was very much what was expected. He spoke of how the country must not be paralysed by gloom and fear, but instead show some fight to get through the global economic storm. The overall vibe from Mr Cameron is that he wants to instil a spirit of Britain culture and lighten the gloomy mood that seems to be covering the nation. As the trial into the death of pop star Michael Jackson entered its second week, the jury were preparing to hear Dr Conrad Murray's ex-girlfriend, Sadie Anding, testify in court. Cocktail waitress was being questioned over a phone conversation she had with Dr Murray at the time Michael Jackson is alleged to have died. She told the court how midway through their conversation, Dr Murray suddenly fell silent, which indicates that this was the moment Michael Jackson's body was first discovered.
So tell me how the conversation went.
What he said to me was, "Hello, it's Conrad Murray." And he said, "How are you doing?" And I said, "Hello, how are you doing?" "I'm doing fine. I haven't talked to you in a while. How are you?" And then that's when he said, "Well," and then he didn't say anything. He just paused. And then that's when I said, "Well, let me tell you about my day." And I started telling him about my day.
And did he respond back to you?
No, that's when I realized he was no longer on the phone.
And questions over his innocence don't look set to subside. A British woman has been named as the sole fatality of a helicopter crash in New York yesterday evening. However, 2 more women remain in critical condition in hospital. Sonia Mara was celebrating her 40th birthday with her partner and close family when the accident took place. Her stepfather and the pilot have been released from hospital with minor injuries. The crash took place shortly after the helicopter had taken off, with eyewitnesses saying that the pilot looked to be struggling before crashing in the East River. In sport now, an FA chairman David Bernstein has today confirmed that they have not yet begun searching for Fabio Capello's successor as England manager. This is despite strong speculation that Tottenham manager Harry Redknapp is the leading contender to take up the hot seat. In Formula 1, Jenson Button has signed a new long-term contract with McLaren. The former world champion's deal with the team was set to expire at the end of next season. And finally, former England fast bowler Graham Dilley has died at the age of 52. The former Ashes hero died after suffering from a short illness. Now, here's Katie Williamson with the weather. Katie?
Hello, good evening. Most of the rain we saw today will clear across England and Wales overnight. Heavy blustery showers will affect Scotland and Northern Ireland, spreading to northern parts of England throughout the early hours of the morning. It will be a quite mild night with highs of 12 degrees. Tomorrow the rain will be more widespread with the best of the brighter spells in the south. The showers will become heavier throughout the day with it staying windy across the whole of the UK. There will be a lot more cloud around, making it feel colder than it has over the last few days, with highs of 9 in Scotland and 15 in central and southern parts of England. That's all for your weather. Goodbye.
Thanks, Katie. Well, that's all your news for this evening. Shane Donaldson will be back later with the UCA News at 10. Goodbye.